Hey there, welcome to another episode of Fixed Right Unplugged. I had a super special guest today. This guy and I, we were just actually trying to figure it out. Like, when did we actually first meet? And we just figured out it's over 20 years ago, my first HVAC company. And even when I sold that and I got into real estate investing, and Mike and I actually had done some real estate things, just speaking engagements during that time. He's helped me with my in-laws with her new home that they purchased because he's an entrepreneur. He's a owns his own real estate company. He's the mayor of North Beach. He's a phenomenal family man. I'm honored to call him friend for and over 20 years now. So yeah. So anyway, thanks for doing this, Mr. Mayor Mike Benton.
Well, thank you for letting me be on here. I enjoy watching them. They do such a great job. I'm glad to be a part of, trying to be a part of.
Well, you've always had my attention just because I know how busy I am, and I kind of know what all you're involved in, or at least what I know that you're involved in, and just what I know of. You're a pretty busy guy. Like, how do you juggle all the different things that you have on your plate?
Really, two big things. Number one is task management. I don't believe in time management. I have 24 hours, 160 hours a week. So I focus on complete the most important task in the first 4 hours of my day.
Ooh, love that.
So I focus on the task. I make sure that the most important thing is the first thing I address, because procrastination is going to happen no matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you do. If you're not working, then you're procrastinating. If that's the slot that you're thinking about. So I focus on the most important thing first. I give myself the first 4 hours. Every single day I do 90 minutes of marketing every day, 7 days a week, because that keeps me open to be able to focus on the most important things, and that's meet with my clients.
Nice.
The second thing I do when you look at the mayor side of my life is that I invest in my staff. I make sure that they are where they need to be, and I make sure my leadership team is where they need to be, and then I really let them run the day to day stuff. I'm involved, probably a lot, but not. It's not over consuming. So task management and hierarchy.
Mm, love that. It sounds very familiar for what we do around here. So yes, it does. Doesn't surprise me why you get so much accomplished. It does. You love that mindset. So not only like that you are a busy guy, with what prompted you to take on so much? Because real estate business, that in itself will keep you super busy. Being a mayor, that in itself is probably a 24-hour job. Oh, and by the way, husband, father. So what made you decide to kind of keep piling things onto your plate?
And granddad. That's the most important.
Well, no, yeah, you're right.
You know that because we both are newly grandparents.
Yes. The best job in the world, right there.
The best and the easiest job. Spoil, do whatever, then leave them. I've always been that type of person. Even when I was in the Marine Corps, got out of the Marine Corps, went to UPS, and then I decided to become an entrepreneur. I've always asked what's next. And for me, what's next is not like 5, 10, 12 years. It's like today. What's next? And what I've learned is that sadly, the majority of people are more complainers than doers. So, I decided I didn't want to be that complainer. I wanted to be the person that did. So I threw my name in a hat for council, then mayor, and I keep getting elected. Thank goodness. Grew up in the beach. I'm a beacher, and I love where I live. So really, I don't look at it as another job. What I look at as is to me is giving back to an environment that has given me so much. So because I don't look at it as a job, I don't know if it's mental or what, but it doesn't wear me out. I don't get overwhelmed. I'm able to step back and say, all right, let's focus on the top item, the first 4 hours. And then what I do is focus on tasks. So I have a task list in my calendar for real estate. I have it for mayor, and I have one for personal. Awesome. And I also volunteer on committees that you don't know about. So when you look at these things, it's all mapped out. It's all mapped out. I don't have to think. To me, I joke because I was also in construction. I built houses, and physical labor to me was less hard than thinking labor. And then when you got to worry about money, because we don't have a guaranteed income, we have to go out and earn it every single day. Because a lot of people get confused when they look at my mayor's position. I was like, real quick, I only get paid $18,000 a year.
Not exactly set the world on fire.
Yeah, it's known. I'm not complaining about it. I do it, but it's not And they gonna, you don't do those positions for the money. Well, at this levels, maybe when you get to the PC and see what those guys are making, maybe you do. But here you do because you have passion for the people, passion for the town, and you care. Yeah.
Well, and I don't want to minimize like the 18,000 a year because like there's probably lots of people out there that don't make that, and I'm not minimizing that. The reason I made that statement is you take on a lot of challenges. Leadership, most days can be a blessing, right? But the other side of it is it can sometimes be a burden. So to take on the stress and challenges and sometimes burden for 18,000 a year, I hope people realize how much you do for the community and the town of North Beach for not because of the income. So I don't know how many people would actually know what a mayor does or doesn't make, but that's a huge statement and says a lot to your character of you're doing this for a different reason other than money, and that speaks volumes. So let's talk about the mayor position for just a minute. I've got to believe you could make the best decisions any mayor could ever make, but I bet you're probably not going to please everybody, no matter what decision you make. So is that the case? Like, and how hard is it to please everybody, and kind of what have you decided that you know what? I know I'm not going to please everybody. Here's how I handle that.
So to be to be fair across the board, I focus on what's black and white. I don't have a gray area in my town hall. I don't have a gray area in my mind. I don't have a gray area. What I say, what I will tell my staff or resident, what does zoning say? What does the ordinance say? Whatever it says, we're going to go with. Now, does it need to be corrected? I'm cool with that. Then we good on that process down the road. But right now, it's black or white. And what that does, it keeps me out of favoritism. It keeps me out of an old time friend that I grew up with back in the 70s and 80s called me up and say, hey, buddy, can you do this? Right. It's a joke around town hall because people will call and maybe my staff won't give them the answer they want to hear. And they'll say, well, I know the mayor. I'll just call the mayor. And my staff giggles and said, please do. Because they know it's black or white. I don't do even for my own self. I don't, I don't, I will put the town first before myself, my house, my family, because I believe that I'm going to treat everybody fair. Maybe not equally, but definitely fair. And you know that your go-to people, you probably have some go-to people here that you can call at 2 o'clock in the morning. They're going to say, give me some coffee out there right there.
Absolutely.
And then some's going to say, well, can we wait till tomorrow?
Right.
So the only way that I get through my day, my week, my month is understand it's black or white. I'm sitting through code. When we went through COVID, there was no manual written. This is a once in a lifetime that probably most people alive did not see. Read. So I decided that I'm going to get the facts. I'm going to talk to the experts and I'm going to pull the trigger. And if it's wrong, the first thing I'm going to do is raise my hand up and say, oops, I'm in a mistake. I'm sorry. Here's why I said what I said. It was inaccurate. We're going to make this right. I will be the first to die with a sword in my town. And when things go perfect, all the credit goes to my staff or the residents. But that's the only way you could do it. If you're worried about what people are going to say or think, do not get into politics. One of the
Leadership, for that matter.
or leadership. Absolutely right. So when I tell people, I said, every time I run, there's not a line of people trying to run. I could count on two hands how many people ran the last 5 elections because it is a thankless job. And if you're doing it for fame and fortune, don't do it at this level. This is the one level where that people do to this day, stop at my house and knock on my door. Well, stop me in the restaurant, stop me in the grocery store. There's never a single day that I don't get stopped on the street. I want that.
Right.
I want the feedback. And they all know. You might not like what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say it respectfully, and I'm going to let you know that it's because of this. I never bow down because of pressure. I'm going to get the facts, I'm going to get the expert, and then I'm going to make a decision. And that's how I get through the day.
That's leadership. My hat's off to you. That's with a whole lot of little nuggets right there. I hope everybody paid attention because that was leadership masterclass. All right, so let's shift gears, talk about real estate for a minute. I know you do a phenomenal job with your real estate business that I mentioned earlier. You helped my in-laws with the home that they just purchased within the last 2 years or so, 2, 3 years. Well, I think my daughter did most of the work for you on that deal.
I told her I was going to hire, but then she ended up coming here. I'm not sure why.
She did a PowerPoint of like why her grandparents should buy another house.
Yes.
So then she's like, Mike, I got them on the book. You just need to find them a house. So Mike did a great job. She enjoyed it.
No, all fun. I enjoyed it. She was amazing through the whole process.
Yeah, we still laugh and joke about that. I was like, yeah, Mike's never going to forget Samantha Lamb.
Oh, Sam will never be forgotten in my world. I see her every time I see her someplace. I give her a.
So what do you enjoy most about the real estate business?
Yeah, I've been doing this so long. Licensed 26 years, but before then we could sell houses without a license if it was new construction. So I've been in for at least 30. You know, there's days that, like we were joking earlier, that I'm the bug, and sometimes I'm the windshield. I like the fact that I am extremely organized and detailed. So it does free me up a little bit where I've never missed an event for any of my kids ever.
Great.
Now, having said that, it's only because I'm organized. Real estate is not time freedom. Maybe it is for somebody. What it does allow me to do is say, all right, I'm going to work from 6 to 7:30 in the morning to do my 90 minutes prospecting and then go to my son's class at 8. It gives me the opportunity to do more with my family than something else would give me. And we focus on estates and probates, and senior sales. So I enjoy them. I'm going to take them from point A to point B to let them know that their next phase is not death. It's just their next phase. And I enjoy that part of it. And I enjoy the ability to be able to be with my kids, family. I had a resident call me the other day to need help moving stuff. And I didn't have to call in. I didn't have to call you to say, Roy, can I have a couple hours?
Right.
I was able to do it. Now I had to make up the time late because if we don't produce, we don't get paid. Right. So I can't say, well, I'm not going to worry about those 3 hours. No, I just have to do it from 9 to midnight or 6 to 9. But it did give me the freedom to do that.
Yeah. This isn't something we talk about speaking of, but you made a comment before the podcast that I thought was a really powerful point. You just mentioned basically you're in control of your schedule. You have to create your own opportunities. And obviously with everything that's going on, this is not going to become a government conversation or formal conversation by any means. But you made a really strong point that I think is worth sharing. It's like there are a lot of people right now worried about the jobs, their incomes, and rightfully so. We're not minimizing that at any means. But actually, that's the life of an entrepreneur, right? So yes,
It's 7 days a week, though.
it is. So don't wait and be reactionary to what may or may not happen to you. Start being proactive now and coming up with your plan B or creating some other source of income so that you aren't, called and I'll use the victim word, but just basically kind of have the mindset of an entrepreneur. Like, you do control, you do destiny, your family's destiny. So I just thought you shared that before the podcast and this thing that you just made. Hopefully it'll put in people's mind at ease, maybe get them thinking a little differently. Like, you know what, I'm not going to wait for a hammer to come down and affect my future. I'm going to do something about it now, no matter what happens to my job or my income. So anyway, don't want to get on path there. So let's get back to the professional world for a minute. The next 5 to 10 years, what does that look like for you in terms of the political scene, the real estate business? Like, what do you foresee over the next 5 to 10 years from like that and family?
You know, they say you're the sum of the group you hang around. 5 to 7 people, you can see where your life's going to be. I have zero intentions of never not working, doing something. I'm able to mix in golf. I'm able to mix in hiking. I do a lot of hiking.
Is that on Facebook? Oh,
I generally a lot of hiking. So there's no reason for me. Like I don't know what I would do in addition to if I so-called retired. Also, the average life expectancy retirement is not that long, so I'd rather not ever get to that point. Um, I'll still be in real estate. We're blessed that we built a business that we live off referrals. We focus on referrals. We focus on, we want to make great customer service the standing, where I'm not shooting for that. I'm there. And what can we do that?
right.
Because we live off a repeat business. And I mean, when I say live off, it's not for us to buy a new car. It's live off. pay my health insurance, pay my food, my electric. We live off of my service, my wife and I service to our clients, because if they don't buy into us, we don't make money. So the next couple, yeah, I'll be in real estate 10 years from now. When it comes to the mayor, I truly believe being a mayor, if you're going to be in politics, is one of the best positions to have, because you're right next to the people. You're in the trenches with your residents. Most other hire don't really can say that. And no slight to any other position. I won't say positions, but they don't have that impact. In 18 months, I think our next election is in a little over 20 months, maybe. In 18, about a year out, I'm going to sit down with my wife, with my town administrator, and say, all right, do we want to run again? Because there's no guarantee win.
Right.
I would hope it did, but if I didn't, it would be what the people wanted, and I support the people. So in less than 12 months, I'm going to make a decision, my next step. If I'm going to run for mayor again, if I'm running for commissioner, delegate, senator, whatever that may be. Um, my biggest angst is that for me to go higher up, where I really think I can bring some impact, you have to tote a party line. And I'm the smartest person, not a party line.
Love that.
And the problem is that I don't know too many people that can go up with that mentality. And if you have a Republican governor, you better vote Republican. You have a Democrat governor, you better vote. And I disagree with that. I believe you should vote for the best situation for the most people. You're not going to be able to improve all 100%, but if you can go to 7%, that's pretty cool.
Right.
And that's how my philosophy is. So truly, in less than 8 months, we'll sit down and have a come to Jesus meeting, and we'll put everything on the table, and we'll see what we want to do.
Well, I'm sure if you run, there'll be a whole lot of people that just, you've done a phenomenal job. My son lives in North Beach, and I knew what the community was like 25, 30 years ago. I think it was like 1990 when I started working down there. And North Beach has always been great. I'm not saying it wasn't, but the improvements that I've seen over the last 30 years, let's say the last 6 has been even better, right? That's been around. And so now I know you have this town of North Beach is only one of the correct.
Yeah, so our town is really small. What people don't understand, it's not the zip code. So our town, when you come if you're coming down Chesapeake Avenue, you hit Neptune's. That's the start of our town.
Got it.
When you get to the other side of Mexico, where that little bridge is, that's the other side. That's the north side, the bay, and the east side of Greenwood Avenue. So the west side of Greenwood Avenue is not North Beach town proper. All that, the Madison, Chesapeake Lighthouse, all that's not town proper.
Interesting. I did not know that.
We have about 2,740 residents. It may be a little bit more or a little less. But we are 0.34 square miles. We're just, former Mayor Frazier, who just passed away. I will give him the credit to get the beaches turned around and going in this direction. He made some massive improvements. My tenure has been infrastructure, the stuff that you don't see, but we have done a good job keeping our streets paved and so forth. But it's a highly sought after area. I love to say it's neighbor. It's not. Yeah. No, if we saw us enroll,
We love hanging out down there. So
I know you do.
oh, an amazing job.
There was Sydney the other day.
Well, we've been, yeah, that's right. That was,
Yeah, it was.
all right. So sheer fact of real estate, we don't have to go too far down this path. Like, just because I had my several years there where I was flipping houses, so I knew we had always had to pay attention to whether we were in a buyer's market or seller's market. So just out of curiosity, kind of where does real estate lie right now? Is it buyer's market, seller's market? Maybe just give maybe a brief explanation of what that means.
So we are our counties, or let's just say Coward County is unique. We're the DMV, and we do not feel the same pain as maybe Las Vegas or Montana. We have the government. We have Pax River. We have Bowling. We have Andrews. We're kind of protected. Now, again, we're not going to go to the political environment we have now, but overall, pretty protected. So it is right now still a seller market. And it's because there's low inventory, not because of rates. Rates are hovering between 6 and 7, which if you talk to your mother-in-law, your father-in-law, they kind of remember when it was 18.
Right.
So even though it's higher than COVID, I need people to do me a favor and forget about rates of go. It'll never happen again. And it can't happen again. Those loans can't be sold. And the only way that things churn is things are sold. If you don't sell it, you don't sell a new HVAC unit, the supplier doesn't make money, you don't make money, your staff doesn't make money. You need to be moving product. So what we have in Calvert is still a seller's market. Now, anything 400 below, gone. 15 seconds.
You got it.
Anything above 400, it breaks off in intervals of 5, 6, 700. As you get closer to 700, things are staying a little bit longer. But we are still, for the most part, a seller's market. So what does that mean? You're seeing most houses go and ask. You're not seeing a whole lot of settlements or help. So until the inventory goes up, it's basic supply and demand. We're going to stay in this seller's market.
Awesome. Well, love that explanation. There was a better explanation than I've probably ever heard about tires markets versus seller market. I do agree. Just our area, the infrastructure we have around us, we are very blessed. There's a tremendous amount of opportunities around here. So, again, for those, not to bring you back to that conversation, but for people that are worrying, guess what? You are in one of the best markets / economies in the country. There's going to be another door will open for you. So, hope that provides some hope. And I appreciate your explanation of that. So, out of everything you do, what are you most proud of, Mike?
My kids.
You run out.
I had my daughter who's 33, lives in McLean, married a wonderful gentleman. Had my first grandbaby, and she has a phenomenal career. She's a better woman than she is a career person. And then my one son's in the Marine Corps. He's 25. He's going to get promoted again to staff sergeant soon. He's doing well. Our other son's in the Navy. He's about to be a fighter pilot. So any day he should be taking his solo flight in the jet. Then I have a 13-year-old. I'm pretty sure he's going military since all of us are military. So I'm pretty sure he's going military. But one thing I'd say about my 13-year-old is that he has the biggest heart of a 13-year-old ever seen. Like, he puts every kid first. Like, it's so funny. He'll go to school and give away his lunch. Wow. Now, he can go buy lunch too if you wanted to. My son's big, so he's tall, blue, big boy. So he's eating, don't worry. But, I just want to say that if I called them all, they would be there to help out without a ask. And they're just good kids. So that would be my priority. And then I'm proud of our real estate to stand it this long. The average realtor doesn't last this long. I lasted 26 years. Still going strong. Mayor, man, I'm learning in progress, man. I think I do overall a good job. We'll see. I guess when I'm done and they write something about me, then I'll see.
Yeah. Well, I think you've been a huge difference maker. So I know that's one thing that I will rate about you. Okay. So you'll probably outlast me, but hey, no matter what, you're a difference maker in our community. So that's one thing I will always know you for. So as far as being a difference maker and being as successful as you've been, lasting as long, you obviously, and you shared phenomenal wisdom so far, which I appreciate. For people that want to improve their lives, what are some things that you can kind of share over and above what you already have shared, which is amazing, to kind of give people some tips on things they can do to improve their own lives for them and their family?
It's easy. Take ownership.
Just
take ownership, man. I've been homeless. I've lost everything. I've been broke 3 times. I don't say that for pity. I don't say that. I'm not embarrassed by it. I made a mistake and I owned it. And almost 100% of the time that something has gone south on me, it's because of me. And almost 100% of the time when things have gone well, it's because of others. It's the craziest thing in the world. I do my best to surround myself with like-minded people. I believe in inspiration. Motivation to me comes from within. Inspiration comes from without. All the stuff I see you doing, like when you travel to your events that you go to me, that's inspiration because they called you, you flew out there, you drove out there, whatever way you did get there. That's impressive. You know how many HVAC companies are out there? Just in Calvert? I don't know how many, but there seems like a lot. Sorry, turn around, there's a new one coming up. And to me, that's because you took ownership of it. You put your face on it, you put your personality on it, you put your leadership on it. And I think if most people stop blaming, and I thought I was raised by my grand. My first time I learned how to shave was when I was 6 I didn't have a man figure out. I'm not putting it down. I had a list. I used to cut my tongue so I could speak.
Wow.
My point is that I don't care. That's not who I am. Focus on taking ownership, figure out what you could do that. And what you'll be amazed at. It's funny, I learned this. I was reading a book one time and it's about marriage. And it said, focus on your spouse without asking for anything in return, and you'll get everything you ever wanted. And goodness gracious, that is the most gospel statement in history. When you focus on others, it's tenfold you get back. It's tenfold. And that's what I do, and that's what I try to do. I'm not perfect. I have bad days, and there's days I don't want to talk to people. I go out on the golf course to hide from people. Or I go hike. We're never going to be all. If you're up all the time, you're on drugs. Do a drug test. Right? There's no way you're up all the time. There's no way. And yes, I'm known for hyperness. I've had governors tell me that. I've had congressmen tell me my staff will tell you that. My town administrator called me up. She goes, I drink 3 cups of coffee, try to hang with you today, and I just can't.
That's great.
But that's who I am. And then also I would say, if you're a good person, don't change. Don't care what people say. If you're a good person, you don't hurt people. You're not taking advantage of people. Change unless you want to.
Right.
Accept who you are. God gave me this. Maybe I messed it up here and there. Man, at the end of the day, don't change, man. Be the good person. And after that, you'll attract other good people.
Wow. That was some great stuff. You pretty much already answered my next question, but I'm going to just word it a little differently, see if you want to add anything to it. In order to take that extreme ownership, and I assume, have you read the book Extreme Ownership or listened to the audiobook? Love it. Yeah.
Audible.com. You can get it for free. You go to the library. I'm not telling you to spend money.
That's right.
But audible.com and YouTube, for people not to be improving every day is really a shame and a sin. It is so inexpensive to get better.
100%. So extreme ownership is a great foundation, setting some great goals to get better. Again, you've already shared this, but one last question, just in case you want to throw a little nugget on top of it. Accomplishing goals isn't always the easiest thing in the world. What are some tips that you can give to try to make sure that people have another tool in their toolbox to accomplish whatever goal they may want to set?
Oh, that's easy. Focus on the task. Don't focus on the goal. I love it. Because you focus on the goal, you're quit. There's a reason why the average person who sets New Year's Eve resolutions will be done by the 20th of every January. Because they focus on the goal. So they focus on the goals. I'm going to lose 1 pound. All of a sudden they go for the first 20 days, they lose 1 pound.
Yeah.
No. Break it down to ounces. If you want to get excited and to lose weight, break it down to ounces and then track the ounces, but not end goal. If you want to lose pound, focus on the ounces and the power will come. Most people that I've ever come across quit because the goal is such a big goal and they get going and they die. Also, I break everything I do in the 90 days. So, and the reason why is in real estate, the average settlement is 45 days.
Okay.
So I go 90. I have 2 runs of settlements per 90 days. I can tell you what I'm going to make the next 90 days based off my first 90 days. Because unless I find a cash buyer who's going to buy in 7 days, it's going to take me 45 days to go settlement. So if I don't have any settlements on the board, that means I'm broke for the next 45 days. And the next set, I have no debt. And I can tell you when I'm going to get paid again based upon that. I don't focus on that. I focus today. And what happens is that I stay on course. Because a plane is always adjusting the whole flight. Problem is when people set goals, they don't realize and they don't do that. So when they start going off course, they quit. No. You're going to self-adjust because you're going to learn your body, you're going to learn your environment. You might find out that your environment is toxic. So you adjust who you hang out. I have a group of 3 guys. You see me on social media a lot, but we travel. We travel all over, and they're all entrepreneurs. And one's an attorney, owns his own practice. One's a commercial investor, owns his own buildings. One's a residential, and you know them all. a residential investor, and then there's me. I mean, we climbed Mount Washington last year. We climbed Aspen. And the point is, we set goals, and they're the same way. So what happens is we focus on the success, not that. Because if I do now, don't get me wrong. As I'm driving, I look up, but I don't, and I don't care what's in my mirrors behind it. I don't. That's can't change that now. I've already ran over that stump. It's dead. It's gone. I can't worry about that stump back there. I have to keep focused, and that's because I eat the elephant one by that time.
All right, man. You dropped some serious wisdom today, man. I can't thank you enough. Absolutely. I appreciate it. You said something earlier about surrounding yourself with the right people. And I'm proud to call you a friend because now you'll know why we had Mayor Mike Benton on with us today. He dropped some serious wisdom, and we really appreciate that.
I appreciate you.
If there's anybody that wants to get hold of you, what would be a great way for people to get hold of you?
I'm not hard to find. Social media, my email, my phone call. You can get my phone number out. Everybody has it. 410-610-5614. I don't know how long I've had it, but that's the old phone number.
Hey, here. He does a lot of great things on Facebook. So I highly recommend following Mike on Facebook. One thing I just thought of, you mentioned the doing the marketing. You do something phenomenal. I want to just kind of thank you right now because there's been several days and you put a smile on my face. Every once in a while, I go out to the mailbox or somebody brings mail into my office and I have this card from Mike Benton and it'll have a picture of something from Facebook. It was like a proud moment. So there's been so many times that you always do like a handwritten little note in there. So I just think that's amazing that you take the time as busy as you are. And again, now I understand how you're doing. You're setting that 90 minutes of prospecting time, task management, which I love. But man, there's been so many times that you put a smile on my face, and I know there are probably hundreds of other people that you've done the same thing for. So thank you for just being an amazing person. Appreciate you, Brian. Amazing mayor, amazing real estate guy. My goodness, man. This world needs more people like
My real quick, I have a question.
all the way.
We got both. What's your name?
Grandpa.
Pap. They wanted me to pick. If I'm not picking, I'm letting him Jack pick it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like right now, it's Papal because that was my dad was Papal, his dad was Papal. But ultimately, if he decides to call me something different, it's going to be whatever Brody says.
I put it on social media. If we ever get bored one day, it was terrible. I probably had thousands of people put names on there. It's honestly my grandson will pick it out. My wife's picture is out. She's Italian, so I'm gonna we went that. But that's cool. Papal, huh?
Yeah. But anyway, but thank you very much for being here today, sir. Thank you. You're an amazing man. And we appreciate you all joining us today. And hopefully you be able to take several great notes and nuggets out of this conversation. So have an amazing week, everybody.
Thank you.